Hey, what's up? This is Sane, and we're going to do a tutorial of how to set up a navigation waypoint system. And I already went and set up folders. This is a custom tutorial. And when I get into it. So the navigation waypoint system is going to be based on ping press. And you can also scan the area to identify certain things as well. So we're going to start with selecting our script folder. And we're going to go to the object menu. We're going to go to gameplay. We're going to go to nav mesh and go to the seed point. We're going to use this as our waypoints. We're going to select the object, select the name. We're going to call this waypoint 1. So we're going to have waypoints. So our waypoint 1 is going to be here. Our waypoint 2 is going to be here. And our waypoint 3 is going to be here. Okay. And at each and every one of these waypoints, we're just going to add switches as examples. You can add whatever you want. I'm going to put a switch, one of these two. We're going to call this switch 1. Switch 3, and switch 2. Make sure you save often. This is a tutorial, so I'm not really saving too often. So we're going to have 3 switches. You're going to spawn there. Now we're going to add a script brain. And that's all we need so far. So 3 switches and 3 seed nodes. There you go. And there's a tip for the seed nodes. If you have a zone and you put the zone inside the seed node will not work. I repeat, the seed node will not work if you put the seed node inside of a zone. Just to keep that in mind. Okay? And a lot of things when it comes to zones in this game won't work as well. We're going to set up the scripting menu. Okay, so we're going to go into events. We're going to go on game start. This is how we're going to spawn things and despawn things. Okay. We're going to set up our object references. So we're going to have 3 waypoints and 3 switches. In order to get to this menu, you press Y to get to these menus for scripting. And we're going to go select switch 1. Switch 2. Switch 3. Waypoint 1. Waypoint 2. Waypoint 3. Okay. As soon as we start, we're going to delete waypoint 2 and 3 because they're not active. So we'll put 2 and 3 there. And we'll put switch 1, switch 2, and switch 3. Right there. We'll just put waypoint 1 there. Just in order, you know what I mean? We don't even have to put, we can put waypoint 1 right here, actually. Okay, and that's just for the switches, alright? So this is for the switches. For the waypoint system to work. So as soon as we start, we're going to go all the way down to objects. We're going to hit the delete option. We're going to hit this twice. We're going to link these together. So as soon as the game starts, we're going to despawn the 2 waypoints, okay? Every time we hit a switch, we're going to set that up. So we got to go all the way up and all the way down to variable basics, get a very... Actually, no, we don't need to do that. This is a switch. So we're going to have to go to events customs on switch interacted. We got to multiply this 3 more times. And then we're going to copy from here, delete. Right, and then we're going to have go back to objects and say spawn. There you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to despawn waypoint 1, and since this is a tutorial, we'll make it more simpler. You don't have to do this. You can actually, to save scripts, you can borrow from here, okay? You don't have to spawn a second one, but for the tutorial, we're going to make it more cleaner. We're going to spawn waypoint 2. And what happens here is we're going to despawn waypoint 2 and spawn waypoint 3. And then when you hit switch 3, we're going to spawn waypoint 3 and then spawn waypoint 4, but we're not going to do that because there's no waypoint 4. Does that make sense? Okay. So it's when we hit the switch, we're going to say we're going to spawn despawn waypoint 1 and spawn waypoint 2. When we switch 2, we're going to spawn waypoint 3 and despawn waypoint 2. And when we hit switch 3, we're going to despawn waypoint 3, it looks like. Yeah. We can spawn waypoint 4 if we have waypoint 4, but we're not going to do that. So we're going to instead do this. We're going to go to debug. We're going to play player to kill feed. Okay. That, right? And then this is just extra. You can go to game mode and adjust player score. Give you 100 points, and the player will be the player. And connect that to that. You don't have to do it. This is extra. Okay. So that is going to be the first part of the pinging system. The second part, to make the pings actually work for the pinging navigation system to know where to go on the map, is you're going to have to go to players. Event players and on player mark, which is the mark. So we're going to have something called on player mark. Okay. And we're going to go all the way down to variable basics and get an identifier. Right, and the identifier, we can call this waypoint 1. Okay, waypoint 1. Okay. And now we're going to select a vector 3. Okay, our vector 3. This vector 3 can share all the vectors. We're going to go down to the z value and put that to 5. Okay. Now that vector 3 value can share all the things that we're going to do. Now we're going to go to the UI menu. Okay. The UI navigation markers menu. And we're going to select attach navigation point. Nav marker to object. We're going to grab new navigation marker abled. We're going to grab the icon. And the text. Okay. And we're also going to grab the get navigation marker. New navigation marker 1. New marker. So the identifier is going to be this. We're going to connect the identifier to the waypoint and then the maker to all these. That to that. We're going to connect the offset to the offset. Okay. And the object is going to be the waypoint, by the way. So we don't have to grab another one just to make it cleaner. We're going to grab waypoint 1 and that's going to be the object. So we're going to use waypoint 1 and vector 3 will able the same. We're going to call this true. Okay. The navigation icon can be whatever it wants. We're going to call it alpha. And the string could be whatever it wants. Right? But we're going to call it the goal. The next goal, and that's going to be alpha. So when you ping, it should ping to waypoint 1. Do you see that? That's going to be the script to be setting up for the waypoint navigation system. We don't have to touch the player or anything as long as we attach the script. And it should work fine with those objects you do. So now the only thing that we got to do is to copy this 2 more times. We don't have to copy that though. Just got to copy this. Now, if it's already copied, you don't need to touch anything. But you would need to touch... I don't think you have to touch this, but I'm going to put this to Bravo. And obviously, my object, my identifier is going to be number 2. And then we're going to grab a waypoint 2. Okay. And we're going to say object. And then we're going to grab the vector and share it with the offset. Okay. And now we're just going to copy this again. Everything's being connected, okay. We just have to edit this to Charlie. And now we gotta grab waypoint 3. We don't have to grab it, just to make it cleaner. And then do the off, bring that to the object. We gotta change this to waypoint 3. We gotta grab the vector, we'll just put it down here. And this vector will borrow the value to the offset. So now you have Charlie, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. And this is the script for our tutorial of the navigation system. It's quite a bit. I would say this is more of a moderate script, so it's not too hard. But this is how you set up each individual script. This is number 2 with all the markers, right? This is number 2, that's number, and this is number 1. This is the vector 3. This is the script for how the switches are interactable. And this is the start. So that is going to be the end there. You see? And now we're going to play test to see if it works. Okay, there are 3 switches throughout the level. When we ping, A is supposed to be over there. So now we're going to go to A and we're going to activate the switch. Good. When's the next switch? B. We go to B for the switch. Now C should be over there. See? Now we activate C. Debug, same the legend. We hit it again. Nothing happens because we never scripted that yet. So that's how you set up a switch. Now you can make this switch invisible, so you don't have to make it active anymore, but you can leave it like this because it's more realistic. This waypoint disappeared, and then you can hit to B when you ping. You see? And that, my friends, is how you activate a navigation system via ping press. So if you ever wanted to make campaign maps to know where to go next, this is how you would set it up. I use the example of switches, but you can use zones or whatever else scripts you want. I used switches and nav mesh seed points for the waypoints and just change the name. And I use one script brain, and we can look at the script one more time. Well, that's it. 46 nodes. And that is the script for the navigation system. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was an easier tutorial. Shout out to Smoky Massacre for helping me, because he also helped me with the script. I also looked at somebody's tutorial online for like custom game waypoints, and then I figured it out from there. But this is my own custom made. You don't need a game type for this. All you have to do is make the navigation script. That's about it. I'm probably going to prefab this to make it available for people to use in their future maps, possibly. A very well designed prefab. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and prefab it. It's going to be a super easy prefab too. Just gonna prefab this. Do that. And just go to create prefab, right? Save prefab. We're gonna call this navigation. I'm butchering this completely. Yeah, navigation, dude. I'm butchering this so badly. Why is this so hard to spell? Oh, I missed an I. Navigation waypoint system. Point system. On ping. Press. Okay. On ping press right there. Which is nice. We're gonna exit. We're gonna save the map. Then we're gonna go to the menu and check out the prefab so I can show you guys where it's at. I'm gonna obviously upload it. I'm not gonna enable copy protection or anything like that. So I'm gonna go to the community tab. I'm gonna go to my files, navigation waypoint system, view details, version history, publish, and lock. Sergeant lock. Okay, so that's going to be the prefab. I made it public though. Okay, published. So now how do you find prefabs? You could go all the way to the right, go to popular prefabs, type in keywords and type in navigation. Maybe it pops up. There it is. Navigation Waypoint System by Sane the Legend. Okay, and there you go. It's right there. Anyone can download it. You can even save a copy. Okay, so I made a navigation system for you. So if you are somehow can't follow and learn the tutorial, you can make it easy on yourself and go to the popular prefabs, type in keywords navigation, and you can download this prefab for free, iterate it, modify it, whatever you want to fit the needs of your map. So now you can make a navigation system, tell people where to go, how to get there by a pinging waypoint system. Now, this can also work if you have the pinging system for teleporters as well. It's just going to share the same button. But if you press it once, it stays there. You can also make it to where it deactivates after a certain amount of seconds too, if you want. But I'll leave that to you. I just showed you the tools on how to create it. Anything else modification-wise, you can take this and transform it to whatever you'd like. I share it with the world and you can do what you like. So that's going to be the end of my 25-minute tutorial. I'm Sane the Legend, and that's it. Till laters.